and welcome to episode 20 of the Vinylmation Kingdom Webcast. You can be watching this on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're on iTunes or Stitcher, you can also listen to the audio version and you can subscribe below that. So this week, there's been a few little Vinylmation bits of news come out this week. I'm going to kick off first off with the main release of the week was the new Star Wars Eachez. So we had the new Luke Skywalker Eachez, limited edition size 2,500. So the common variant's got Luke Skywalker there, and the variant he's got his mask down. That's the scene where he's trying to basically hit that droid that's been attacked by him while he's training to be a Jedi. That looks pretty cool. It got released at Disneyland. It also got released at Walt Disney World. Unfortunately, it didn't get released online at DisneyStore.com when it was supposed to, so it probably could pop up at any time on there. It really could be anyone's guess of when it would turn up. So that was the main release of the week. Next week we have got the new Tarzan and Jane twin pack that's coming out, and also supposed to be online is the Yoda one that's supposed to be out properly at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So those are the two big releases of next week. There won't be a show next week because I'm going to be on vacation, so I will not be around, but we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. I really like the look of that Star Wars Eachez. I think that one looks really cool. For me, I think it just looks, it's a great, I think these Eachez, this is the kind of thing that they should do more often, is just small individual releases more often, kind of catch some of those, things that are a little bit more interesting. I think with the Star Wars ones, I think when they release like 12 figures all at once in this huge, great big set, coming out with these little Eachez every now and again, like the Yoda in this one, perfect, really cool. And not necessarily, but why does everything always have to? They tend to throw everything at the May bit when it's the Star Wars weekends, and can get a bit expensive if you're a Star Wars fan when they release everything at once. So I'm kind of quite glad that they're spreading everything out. So that was the big release of the week, was the Star Wars one. I've got one of the blind boxes coming in the post, so hopefully that will get here by the time I get back off vacation. There was also a quite an interesting unannounced kind of thing, really, was that on the Disney Store UK website we had a banner go up for the Cinderella Vinylmation. This is the one thing the UK have been trying to do a little bit more, is put up this banner saying what's coming up in the future. Pretty much the only way we find out what's coming up ahead in the UK, and because the releases are always a bit more funny. In the UK, we tend to only get the Disney Store releases. So what is interesting here is we have the Cinderella set, which includes Cinderella, the fairy godmother. We also have the prince and a dog there. Released on the 26th of January, so they'll be out on Monday in the UK. Now, as far as a US date goes, not entirely too sure. The UK have been a little bit odd with their releases in the last few releases. Mickey's Christmas Carol and 101 Dalmatians both hit the UK before they hit the US, but at the same time they are all liable just to drop onto Disney stores or online on the Monday in the US as well. Disney Store is typically pretty poor at giving any information about upcoming releases before, and that's been like that for years. It's not anything new, so they could literally just drop at any time. There has been some sort of talk about the fact that the prince wasn't shown in the original images that we originally saw back at the Imagination Gala, so I'm just going to bring that up there. Now, some people are saying, is he the chaser? Now, he could be. They could have the chaser for that. There is other thoughts that maybe, possibly, there's a variant from the original figures that we saw. I'm just going to bring up the screen here now. Okay, so I'm listening to this on the audio version. I'll explain it. So the Cinderella series. So I've got here some slides that come up from the show. Now here we have Fairy Godmother, we have the evil stepmother, we have Lucifer, we have the dog, and then in the next picture down we have Cinderella. We also have what looks to be Cinderella in a sort of a, basically her outfit before and her outfit after, where she's like in pink and winter. Now this is where people have been saying about the chaser, because looking at these images here, we have got 7 images, and the prince has become the 8th image. Now I am wondering whether or not one of these figures is actually a variant, because there are 2 figures that look very, very similar, but one's on a mini mode and one is on a common, and it's got like a bow, etc. So there could be 3 versions of sort of Cinderella, or it quite literally could be a complete mess, and the Prince Charming is the chaser. But that's kind of guesses at the minute. There we go. Didn't want to do that. So yeah, so that was the Cinderella one. So it's kind of looks a bit interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that, and whether or not Prince Charming is the chaser. I've got a feeling that one of those Cinderella is going to be a variant. Show us 3 pictures of Cinderella. It's a little bit odd. Personally, not a huge fan of this set. I have seen movies, and they've got the live action version coming out, so it makes sense to tie it into all of that. I think the Cinderella, she looks a bit chubby. Humans are always difficult to do on Vinylmation, so it's always a little bit tricky to see how it does. I'm going to be interested to see how they sort of do the sparkly blue bit. I'm going to admit I'm not even a fan of the Fairy Godmother. I think the animation version that came out years ago was a lot better. Overall, it's not a set that I'm entirely that pleased about, or not to say pleased, but I'm not necessarily that excited about. But what is, if you haven't seen it, we have been sort of trying to cover a lot more sort of Disney items on Vinylmation Kingdom, including a lot of sort of pops. I guess we do have our sister site, popvinyls.com, which is, and we found out this week about some new Cinderella pops. Now, what's quite interesting with this is there are 2 new figures that they're releasing. So you have this Cinderella, and you also have this Gus in a rather cool little slipper. I think these are all tied in with the live action version, and I think when I compare these to this, something's not quite. I don't know quite what it is. So I think I'm not too sold on these Cinderellas, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Remember, you can comment below and let me know what you guys think of these. Okay, so there was that. We also had another sort of bit of news come in yesterday from Disney that Miss Mindy will be in Disneyland Valentine's Day. She'll be at Disneyland at the Wonderground Gallery, and she's going to be showing off some new artwork, including these 2 sort of Valentine's Day specials. She is going to be there from 11 AM to 1 PM at the Wonderground, so I think they look cool. I'm really excited about the Miss Mindy items. I think she does a great job. She's really kind of captures her own unique style. They're unlike anything else around, and I for one can't wait until we get her blind box series. I'm really it's about the one series that's coming out this year that really kind of stood out at the Imagination Gallery as being something different and unique, and I'm sure people are going to love that one. A couple of other quick things. This week I'm running a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We've been running it all month. It's going to be coming to the end at the end of the week. Basically, we're giving away a $25 gift certificate for DisneyStore.com. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and tell me what you'd spend the money on that video. That is the competition video, which you will find on the actual YouTube channel. It's the main trailer as you come in, so you should hopefully find it. And then you can also find the information on VinylmationKingdom.com. So that's going to be running for the end of the week. Once I get back, I will then basically pick a winner and let them know. So good luck to everyone that's taken part in that. I have got another giveaway coming up after this one's gone. I'm going to give you a sneak peek here. I have got a Disneyland Paris Olaf to give away, so I'm going to be giving that one away. I'll find out details on that after I get back off vacation. We have got a big update coming to the website, so I'm going to give a sneak peek. Wednesday the 4th of February, there was a very, very sneak peek. We have got where we've been working on some bits and pieces to try and improve things for our readers, etc. on the website. There's going to be a big sort of update there. So once that comes in, the Olaf giveaway will be tied into that. So that's going to be coming in just under 2 weeks. On the 4th of February, we'll be doing all of that. So anyway, guys, so that kind of ties into all of that. As we know, I've gone through what's out next week, which is going to be the Tarzan twin pack, and also supposed to be the Yoda Eachez will be out properly, since they've kind of got released online by mistake. Well, okay, I think that pretty much wraps things up. Quite a few little bits and pieces there. I'll be back in 2 weeks with the next Vinylmation Kingdom Webcast, and by then we should have a little bit more information on all that sneaky peek and what we've been working on will be out there. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, check us out at the website. You can find us on all our social links, and I shall see you guys soon.